Hey guys, what's up? We're here for my first Snake game actually. This is Ajna versus Natalie. A pretty good game. Natalie's kind of new into the whole competitive scene. I think Ajna has played before. Interesting teams from both ends. I think both of them are using some sort of bulky offense, which is kind of cool. I missed the first few turns, so sorry about that. We're gonna catch up soon. All right, T-Wave on Porygon. I'm looking kind of hard for Natalie to actually beat the Sigilift, but foul play can potentially do a lot of work. Um, but right now it's looking like in Natalie's favor. Just clicks Calm Mind. It's in Tuit KO range now. Yep, it's in Tuit KO range. Oh, it's Roost on Sigilift. That's actually a huge threat for Natalie. Gonna be interesting to see how he or she beats it. I'm gonna say she actually. That's just I don't know why I said he or she. Anyway, so continues to foul play. Now basically, Psychic is almost a 2-hit KO move right now. I think Ajna should win this 1v1, and if Ajna does, then I think Natalie has to go to Feraligatr and click something, because Feraligatr is the only mon that can get it into like a low percentile. But yeah, this mon is looking like a huge threat to Natalie's team. Yep, see, it does 54 then, and it's faster than Sigilift. Sigilift is faster than Porygon as well, so most likely Porygon will end up going down here. Okay, so I feel like it's gonna be a big problem for Natalie, because not only does she lose at least 2 Pokemon in the process, she'll also not get switch advantage, because I see the Porygon going down, and then Feraligatr comes in. I don't know if it kills. I doubt it kills, and even if it does kill, like there's a high probability that Ajna might just switch out to like Melodic or something to wall it for a while. Because if it, I mean, he's probably Natalie's probably gonna click Crunch or something. Okay, just ends up switching out. Interesting. I don't think Registeel can do anything to this, especially if it's Heat Wave, which I'm expecting it to be. If it is Heat Wave, then well, I mean, yeah, it could be Heat Wave. Okay, it is Heat Wave. So yeah, that's actually well played by Natalie. Now she avoids losing 2 Pokemon. Well played. That was interesting as hell. Now Sigilift most likely will switch out, and I can see Melodic coming in. I think that's the prime check for Alligator, or maybe Bewear, but I don't know if he wants. I don't know if Ajna wants to let Bewear take damage right now. So interesting. Bewear can be sort of walled by Gligar, but it depends on the set. Like if it's like sub bulk up, which I've seen a few times, it can be a huge problem. So it does end up just going to Bewear. It takes only 11%, which is fine, I guess, for Ajna, not a big deal. Expecting a switch out from Natalie right now. Most likely to maybe Gligar. Gligar should be the switch in. Like the Bewear is still a huge threat though, because it could be like Choice Band with Ice Punch, or it could be just be sub bulk up. So I feel like Gligar is in like a check to it. So not really sure what Natalie does here. Everything on Natalie's team can just die in one hit to Bewear. So it's like almost like a nuke situation here. Just ends up going to Gligar. It is in fact SD, which is such a huge problem now. I don't know what Natalie's got in the plan to beat this. I don't really see how she's gonna beat this. Like, she's gonna lose one Pokemon at least right now. Okay, Z move, Double Edge. Yep. Goodbye, Gligar. So Natalie has to go to Salazzle here, because that's the only mon that can actually kill Bewear from this range. Bewear is still a huge threat, and he'd come back in later, maybe on Feraligatr, like on a sack, and still get like one more kill. But yeah, that Earthquake did a pretty decent amount, which is kind of good for Natalie. Natalie's got to realize a way to win from here. I think the win condition is most likely Salazzle, because it should be HP Grass. Assuming it is Nasty Plot Z move, if it is, then it can actually sweep Ajna's team 6-0 on spot. Like if you look right now, it just needs to get the Z move on the Melodic, and everything else just dies, and that's perfect for her. But I don't know. I feel like the Rose rate could be Scarf. I'm not quite sure, but it's possible. Expecting like T-Spike, Scarf. It's very likely, because I don't see Ajna actually having any checks to Salazzle, so that is it's definitely on the card. But yeah, Salazzle is Natalie's win condition, and Ajna has got like Sigilift and Bewear, so like it's interesting. I don't think Natalie's out of the game at all. It's quite even, in fact, even though Natalie's a Pokemon down, because the fact that Salazzle is such a huge threat, and Ajna doesn't have rocks yet to like limited switch-ins, it's gonna be a big problem for Natalie. Sorry, for Ajna. So I don't really know. Like, it's an important turn here, because Rhyperior can't click rocks and Zatu can't come in. But I really don't think Ajna's clicking rocks here. Like, most likely expecting a rock type move. But then again, Natalie doesn't have any decent switches to that. For Alligator will just die. Registeel doesn't do anything. Xatu cannot come in, and Porygon also just dies. One good thing about this is there is no leftovers on Rhyperior, so that definitely means something. I do not know what the HP Grass damage roll is here, but right, yeah, actually, I think there's a Rhyperior might be Z-move. I'm not quite sure, but I'm trying to analyze. No, it's not Z-move. What am I even saying? I just revealed. I just looked at the chat and got influenced. I'm so dumb. But no, it's not Z-move. The Z-move's already been revealed. But yeah, like, this is so, like, non-standard. I thought Rhyperior always runs lefties and RU. So yeah, that's kind of out of the blue. Not expecting that. I like Ajna's team a lot, actually. Like, this team looks like it would be really good versus the stall and stuff in this tier. Got like the CM Sigilif and the SD Beware, like gigantic stall breakers. So, but yeah, I really don't know what the right period could be like. If it's maybe like an offensive set, ends up just going to Xatu. Okay, clicks EQ. I thought like Stone Edge was kind of free there. I really don't know why EQ was the play because nothing really wants to come into Stone Edge. So I kind of disagree with that turn, but it's all good, not a big deal. I'm an RU player. Ajna probably knows way more than me. So luck worked out for Natalie. It's very likely that the set is Grass Knot. So I could expect that. Ends up just going to Melodic. Let's see what this damage does. Okay, he was Psychic in fact. So it could be like Chardy Berry. Like I don't really know. Like it's RU. RU is different from NU, and I'm sure Chardy Berry is kind of likely. Like it's not out of the it's not completely impossible, but like Natalie can Toxic here, Seismic Toss here. Most likely a Toxic's gonna come out, but depends on Natalie. If Natalie predicts Ajna switch out, Ajna's not staying in here, so Ajna has a lot of options. Doublade, Roserade, a lot of options. It's gonna be interesting to see what she picks. I feel like Xatu and RU is one of the better Pokemon, which is just unexplored. A lot of teams can exploit Xatu well, and I feel like it should be used a lot more. I'm just hoping it doesn't get used too much this season and just like go up to RU, because that would suck. Interesting play from both, by the way, there. So both of them decided to double, and wow, Ajna just clicked Psychic. I'm surprised that Ajna made that play. Okay. Wow, Natalie's really like bringing it back. Like that was perfect for those last two turns were absolutely perfect. Porygon's back at a decent HP, and she got the pivot into for Alligator right. Okay, goes to Doublade, which is cool. And I think Melodic's kind of weakened. So yeah, like as you guys can see, like Natalie's just bringing this back from the deficit she was in. So playing really well right now. Even though Ajna had two really strong breakers in Beware and Sigilif, like Natalie's just fighting through them. Okay, good double from Ajna there, and now Natalie's forced to switch out here. There are a bunch of options actually. I'm pretty sure Beware is slower than Xatu unless it's like Jolly. So Xatu is definitely possible switching, and indeed he goes to Xatu and ends up sacking it. So now it is a huge problem for Natalie, because Rhyperior comes in and shit just basically goes to the floor if it gets rocks up. So I'm expecting a Rhyperior switch in here. I don't know if Natalie's just gonna like end up predicting the rocks and Nasty Plot. That would be a really good play, and that could actually ensure a sweep as well if it's not Scarf Roserade. But it's an interesting turn here. This is probably one of the bigger turns in the game, if Ajna prioritizes rocks or not. Okay, it's in fact solid rock. Interesting. So yeah, Ajna did make the better play of just prioritizing killing the Salazzle. Now he gets rocks up, which is completely fine. Let me just solid rock again. Oh really? That is interesting. Okay, so yeah, I just completely forgot about that. I'm just like trying to recall what the ability meant, but yeah, it's still looking good for Ajna, I would say. Because Rhyperior can still basically nuke a Pokemon with Earthquake. Natalie's only switching is Porygon, and that's not really a reliable switching per se. So, and now Melodic will get back to full. So I still feel Ajna winning from here, but it's gonna be interesting because Natalie's been making some really good plays to get herself out of the bad situation she's in. Like right there again, Ajna does not get off the recovery, and Natalie just pivots in the Registeel. So now Ajna should switch out here. I do not expect her to stay in. Him staying, I don't know. I'm sorry, I just don't know their genders, so I'm just assuming. Okay, offensive play. I think he ended up just recovering. Okay, that kind of sucks for Natalie. Like, I understand the train of thought there that okay, I'm gonna I'm gonna predict the switch out because Melodic doesn't want to take a toxic, but now like Natalie is really in a terrible situation here because Ajna definitely clicks Skull. So if a burn happens, then Registeel doesn't even get recovered. Okay, he clicks Toxic. I don't know. I think Skull was the play there, but I mean it's the same situation. The only difference is that Ajna is at full with Melodic, which is really big problem because now Melodic can come in on for Alligator, and that's just really annoying for Natalie altogether. So Salazzle sweep is still definitely possible, but like a lot of stuff needs to go for that to happen. I still don't know what the Rose Red item is. If it's Scarf, then it's definitely not happening, and I think it's Scarf, so I just don't see it happening. And the Doublade, I guess, can get walled by Porygon. Porygon is still a gigantic, like, annoying mon. It basically comes down to if it gets toxic or not. That's why I was like exclaiming before that toxic on Porygon is so important. And now just like hazard stack is going up. It's just not looking good for Natalie. Switching are limited. Again, she has to switch out to Porygon. It's just looking really difficult. It's not over, definitely, but Natalie's got to play her entire heart out and hope for some chokes in the middle as well. Like Melodic getting weakened. The Toxic would have been so good. Like, honestly, it's just hard to imagine how good that would have been for Natalie. I'm just surprised that Ajna just refused to click Skull. I guess that makes sense because if Porygon gets burned, then it just becomes more annoying for Ajna because then it doesn't just get whittled down, just stays there. So it makes sense in that aspect, but I'm just interesting to see how both of these go along with this. But yeah, like one thing is that Porygon is just losing recover PP because it has to keep coming in and recover and takes hazard damage, which is just 24% for no reason. So, and that same goes for Registeel. Ajna just decides to make the safe play every single time because if Natalie over predicts and Ajna just like toxics and the Porygon stays in, the game definitely ends. So that's why I guess Ajna's taking it easy because Ajna's in control right now. Ajna's got the advantage, like right over there again. Natalie's got to switch out again, take more hazard damage. Like Ajna is in the driver's seat, so there's no harm in there's no harm for Ajna to just kill like just click a move that might be passive or not be right, like might be incorrect for that turn. Like, but it's fine because the end outcome basically is in Ajna's favor. Like right now, Rose Red is in again. I'm expecting a T-Wave actually because yep, a T-Wave should come in. Never mind, it's Tri Attack, same thing. So I'm just kidding. Like I don't know. I don't know what the item is, so I guess it's not Scarf. But the hazard stack just means that Natalie is just getting more and more desperate to sweep with more and more desperate to sweep with Salazzle. And luckily for Natalie, there was no status from Tri Attack there because even if it got a poison or something, it wouldn't be a toxic poison, so it'd just be like 12% a turn. So it's still looking okay. It's still winnable. It's really difficult, but it's not over until it's over. So actually, I feel like Sigilyph might be the Pokemon Natalie might try to target because I feel like Nasty Plot is most likely possible, and that is huge. Actually, that turn was huge. Really, killing the Sigilyph from a paralysis is just really good for Natalie, though I don't know how much it's gonna change the situation. Registeel is still a huge threat to Ajna. I'm just trying to realize, like, I guess Doublade can take it, but like it comes in on Stealth Rock every turn, and there's only that much it can do. So Doublade definitely walls it, and we're almost getting at that point where Doublade after an SD can kill everything. Salazzle dies, Feraligatr dies, Registeel cannot do anything to it. So Doublade is looking at a threat, but it's basically Porygon that is holding Natalie's team together. So as soon as Porygon runs out of recover or anything, it's basically good game. but now it's almost like a competition to see between Natalie and Ajna which loses first, the recovery or the dual blade coming in on hazards again and again. So, and once like also like even if you run out of hazards, dual blade is at that HP percentile where it just dies to almost any hit. So I think it takes like 1 or 2 more hazard damages and they might just die to try attack. So I think Ajna is in the position here and click skull. So yeah, okay, now I think it's most likely over because Ajna's finally decided to click skull and Registeel has no more recovery. So I do not see Ajna. I do not see Natalie coming back from this, unfortunately. Registeel was basically the last hope because Registeel could still be annoying to Ajna's team apart from Doublade. But now that the skull birds happen, there's no more recovery. One more time it comes in on hazard and take any more damage, it just dies. So Doublade is quite free there. Okay, very nice double there by Natalie. So still trying to come back from the situation, which it makes complete sense. But I'm just trying to understand, like, yeah, okay, T-Wave comes out. So I feel like the win condition here for Natalie is just to hacks. Like, you have to hacks from here because Salazzle's still at 100, so it's going to be at like 60 or something from all these hazards and everything. So if you can set up a nasty plot and then hacks from there, like, there's still hope to win because Roserade I don't think is Scarf. Doublade is also at a really low health. So Melodic should die to +2 Sludge Wave. So I think there's hope, and like I said earlier, I'm most likely sure that Salazzle runs grass, HP grass on this. So interesting. It is definitely not over, bros, but it's definitely not over because the paralysis can make a big difference. I feel like if Roserade was paralyzed, it would be cool as well, but it's fine. I guess it's okay. P2 comes in, so I'm expecting a recover here. Iron has not even going to do that much. Yep. So switches out. Recover comes in. So now what does Natalie click? Just go to Feraligatr, yup, and now fish for the para basically. So yeah, fishing begins here. This is the true fish. So now Feraligatr is gonna perish here, and Ajna just gonna click recover if he doesn't get paralyzed. So he doesn't get paralyzed. Feraligatr dies. Natalie goes to Salazzle, and this is basically the turn of the game. Like, I feel like I don't know. I guess I'm not one to critique, but I feel like Ajna should have tried to avoid it. Should have tried to avoid this at least, because now if a paralysis happens, it's gonna be a bunch of 50-50s. Because it's like, does the Melodic stay in on the Z move? Does it switch out? It doesn't die to +2 Sludge Wave as it is, but to the Z move it definitely dies, I'm sure. So interesting. The crunch damage was kind of weird. Like, is it specially defensive? If it's specially defensive, it might even live Z move. Like, I don't even know. And if it's especially defensive, it's definitely staying in. So this is the turn of the game. Will Ajna get the paralysis? I mean, will Natalie get the paralysis on Melodic or not? Let's find out. I actually want the paralysis because it'll be more interesting and then it'll be like closer. So it was just funny to see what happens from there. But yeah, I think Salazzle cannot take like any damage because if it does, it just either dies or it'll be in range from Doublade. So I'm pretty sure it dies from any hit from any other Pokemon on Ajna's team if it doesn't kill them first. But here we go. Paralysis odds in Ajna's favor, but it is Pokemon hacks is always imminent. So we'll find out. It'll be funny to see what happened if there's a paralysis. There's gonna be some salt for sure as well from both teams. Like, that's what happens in team tournaments. I'm a spectator. I look for whatever will make the game interesting, and I'm looking for a paralysis here, honestly. Is Ajna thinking of a way to avoid this? I don't think there is. Here we go. Nope. And that is the game, boys. Unfortunately, no paralysis for Natalie, so that is a 100% win for Ajna. Well played. Ajna played this really carefully and definitely had some really good Pokemon and stuff as well for Natalie's team. So yeah, like I said, even I thought it was Scarf for Roserade, so I don't really like. I think Natalie wasn't winning, but I guess yeah, you always gotta like play whatever cards you have, you know, even in Pokemon, even if you're losing, but you gotta have all the cards you can use. So basically, Natalie forfeits there, and that was a good game. Hopefully, I'll bring you guys other tiers soon, and until then, just wait for it. Peace.